What's happening, my Jacked family? Coach Scott here, jackedafter40.com. Welcome to another episode of the Jacked After 40 Life Vlog. In this episode, I'm going to be going into great detail about my first week into this January mini cut. We're going to start off with a physique update, comparing how I looked this morning to when I began this January mini cut 7 days ago. Then get into the weigh-in. How much weight did I actually lose this week? Then into every single meal that I ate throughout the week, my caloric targets, macro breakdowns, all that kind of good stuff, and how I'm feeling based on the nutrition intake that I was consuming. Then we'll move into my training, some details about the training split I'm following, little details about the workout plan itself. Then we're getting into cardio, my overall lifestyle, all that good stuff. Hope you enjoy this video. If you do, please hit that thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate it. And drop a comment down below. I'd love to hear your insights, thoughts, and feedback. It's time for a little physique update video after week number 1. We're going to do a little comparison between last week's video. This week's video starting with the relaxed pose, just standing here. I think this is the most accurate representation of how I have progressed through the week and how my physique typically looks, because I don't walk around flexing all the time. So I want to look my absolute best when I'm just standing relaxed. And I believe, I'll let you guys be the judge here, but I believe that I'm seeing a little less the lower belly fat. If you watched the video last week, you know, I carry just that last bit of, the first place that I store fat is just below the belly button. I think I'm grabbing on a little bit less there than I was last week. And I also store it around the sides, and I think I did a little turnaround here for you last week there. So all in all, I think all of those areas are shrinking just based on what I'm seeing in the mirror. Maybe just the tiniest of faint outline of my lower abdominals there. Gonna be really interesting to see how things progress next week as we start seeing a little bit more of those visual details coming out even when I'm just relaxed here. So overall, all in all, I think I am looking leaner when I'm just relaxed looking in the mirror here. I'll let you guys be the judge when I'm comparing these two videos close together. Now I'm gonna go through my little posing routine here. I'm gonna start relaxed so you guys can see how I look from each side relaxed, do a little flexing from each side, and yeah, just compare the details. So relaxed here, relaxed to the side, so you can see, compare this to last week, and then flex, bringing up the details, blowing out the air. Back to the front here, so relaxed, flex. Looking at some of those details, I think I see a little bit, even a little bit more detail in the actual upper ab there, a little bit more detail just below, a little bit more lines there. Again, gonna kind of stretches out, pulls out any of that little tiny bit of lower belly fat. Again, it's tiny. I don't have a lot of weight to lose during this mini cut, which was the whole purpose, gaining about 7 to 8 pounds during the whole muscle building season of last year. This side, so relaxed, turn. Let's hit the back. That actually felt good compared to last week. So, gonna do a little comparison. I'm excited to see the difference between last week's video and this week's video. So my goal with this mini cut is to lose about 1.4 to 1.5 pounds per week, sticking within that, dropping about 1% of your total body weight, which is in the safe range of allowing you to preserve your muscle mass during a cut. Just stepped off the scale and I lost 2.2 pounds. Not gonna panic out of that. It doesn't mean that my deficit is too aggressive. I was spot on with my deficit this week. As I mentioned in last week's video, the first week on a diet, you can expect to lose more weight than normal, in large part because you are consuming, there's less food volume in your digestive system. So I'm consuming about 750 calories less than my maintenance. So that's a fair amount of food that would be taking up some weight in my stomach that isn't there right now. Also, probably a little bit of water loss, a little bit of muscle glycogen depletion in there. So all of those factors incorporate into a bigger weight loss this week. So will I make any adjustments this week based on that weigh-in? Probably not. I'm on the fence. I may bump up my calories 100 just to see how that goes. But overall, yeah, you can't really make any decisions. You can't make any changes based on that first week if you're losing too much. If you're not losing enough, that's a whole different story. So I'm just pulling up my weigh-in here. So my stats for the week, are going to have that along the side here for you. So I started off at 148.6, dropped 0.4 pounds after the first day, so 148.2. The second day, I stayed at 148.2, even though my calories were the same. Following day, dropped 0.4 pounds. Following day, dropped another 0.4 pounds. Following day, dropped 0.2, then 0.4, then 0.2. So overall, if I'm looking at dropping 1.4 to 1.5 pounds per week, really looking at dropping about 0.2 pounds per day. Kind of consistent. You can't expect a complete straight linear line each and every day, but I want it to average out to that point. So that's my stats for the day. Let's get to the rest of the video. Now let's go into detail about my nutrition for the week. My caloric target is 2,000 calories for the day, or 14,000 calories for the week, and I pretty much nailed it spot on each and every day. I wasn't aiming for any kind of macronutrient targets. I just know my natural eating tendencies are 40% carbs, 30% protein, 30% fat. So I know I'm getting an adequate amount of everything just naturally without having to set a target and aim for it. Ironically, I just looked at it. I was curious. So I was flipping through my macros for the week, and I was pretty much spot on with my macros 5 out of the 7 days. Saturday and Wednesday, my carbs were higher, right around 47%, and my fat was down to around 23%. And those are both days that I had salmon. So I think I had a little extra rice on the Wednesday, a little bit more sweet potatoes on the Saturday. So it just worked out to be, those were the days where it's just a little bit off, but still very adequate amount of fats and carbs and proteins for each and every one of those days. Now let's dive into the details about every single meal I ate for the week. Now I keep things very simple and structured. I wake up around 5 a.m. each and every day. I have 2 cups of coffee with just a tiny bit of unsweetened vanilla almond milk, hardly any calories there. Then just before 8 o'clock, I've been having my morning breakfast shake, which is 1 cup of homemade kefir, 1 cup of unsweetened vanilla almond milk, tablespoon of black maca powder, a scoop of protein powder, an ass load of spinach, and a banana. Then around 11 a.m. I have my pre-workout meal, which is 260 grams of plain Greek yogurt, 140 grams of frozen mixed berries, a little bit of cinnamon sprinkled on top. Post-workout meal has been 4 large brown free-range eggs, along with some mixed veggies, 170 grams of mixed veggies, 2/3 cup of oats, 140 grams of frozen mixed berries, and a little bit of cinnamon sprinkled on top. So those 3 meals have been consistent each and every day. I absolutely love every single of those meals, and I look forward to them every single day. Dinner is where I get my variety from. So Saturday evening, I had 8 ounces of salmon. Oh, sorry, I think 7 ounces of salmon, some sweet potatoes, and asparagus. On Sunday night, I had tuna steak with sweet potato and peppers. Monday night I had chicken, so a chicken breast fried up in a little bit of fajita seasoning on a bed of rice and some pepper in there as well. On Tuesday night I had some very lightly breaded pork chops along with some sweet potato and pepper. Wednesday night I had salmon once again on a bed of rice and some peppers. And Thursday evening I had shepherd's pie. So there was ground turkey in there, a little bit of creamed corn, and the potato I just mashed up in just the water that I boiled it in. So I drained most of the water, just mashed it up in there. Typically I'll add some margarine in there, but had to be careful with the calorie content there. The margarine would have put me overboard. I know it's being a little bit of nitpicky here, but I want to really be delved in. And actually tasted, I didn't really notice the difference because there wasn't a ton of potato in there. And I added some seasoning. I used, I think, thyme, rosemary, ground black pepper, and some sage in there. So the flavor was off the charts for that shepherd's pie. The great thing about that is that I made a double portion, and so I froze the other half for next week. It's just one less meal that I'll have to prepare. And then on Friday evening, I made some chili, and I divided this into 3 portions, and again, put those in the freezer for the upcoming weeks. The chili was made with lean ground beef. Drained the fat in there and put it in. There was a can of diced tomatoes and a can of, it was a mixed bean medley there, and some seasonings there, some crushed chilies. It had a good little kick to it. The downfall of this is, like, using the lean ground beef, it's higher in calories than any of the other meats that I've had throughout the week. So the portion size was a bit smaller. You typically hear that protein meals, high protein meals, are more satiating, more filling for you. And you think beans are fantastic as well. They can be very satisfying, very fibrous, take a while to break down. But just, it's a pretty small portion size that I was consuming. It was satisfying, but still not the kind of volume that the other meals were throughout the week. But all in all, a fantastic meal. So if you notice, it was all natural, whole foods, nutrient-rich foods throughout the week. There's no treat foods in there, no junk foods, no cheat meals or anything like that, which you typically see in a lot of my Jacked After 40 Life vlogs. I do enjoy my treats, but this being the first week on this mini cut and coming off of the holidays where I enjoyed more treats than normal. I didn't eat in great excess or anything like that, but it just seemed to be a lot more treats than I was normally consuming. And this week I just haven't had any kind of desire for treats. So, or to have a cheat meal or to have a refeed day or anything like that. So I just kind of roll with it. I go with how I'm feeling. If I'm not craving anything, I'm not gonna have it just for the sake of having it, because all of these meals were absolutely freaking delicious. I love them. I thrive from them. I felt great. I didn't feel deprived whatsoever. Would I rather be eating at maintenance level calories or in a gentle surplus? Absolutely, heck yes. But these have been some fantastic meals that have satisfied me and have had me feeling nice and light before I go to bed and when I wake up in the morning. So hunger-wise, when I wake up in the morning, I have been hungry probably just before that morning shake. So when I'm out walking Chief, before that morning shake, I'm ready. I know by the time I get home, I'm gonna be ready for that shake. After the second meal, I'm feeling pretty satisfied. After my workout, before the post-workout meal, I am hungry. I am definitely ready to eat at that point. But after that post-workout meal, it's so satisfying. The oats, the eggs, the veggies, that's a high volume meal that definitely satisfies me right up until dinner. There's often times where dinner, I'm not really hungry, but I'm just spreading my meals out typically about 3 hours. So I eat 8, 11, 2, and 5. That's pretty much been my routine throughout the week. And after dinner, I'm feeling great, but it's just before bedtime that I start feeling just that little bit of hunger. It was a little bit more after the chili, and I felt maybe a little bit, the last 2 days were a little bit more appetite increase. We're gonna get to more of that on the lifestyle portion, why I think my appetite was up a little bit more. It's probably just part deficit, but I'll get into a little bit more detail soon. So appetite has been well under control. It's just, I'm embracing that little bit of hunger. It's just at the mornings and just before my post-workout meal, which is after a workout anyways, when my body's like, all right, give me some food anyways, and then right before bed. So it's been very, very manageable. Supplements I'm taking each and every day are consistent year-round. I take 5,000 IUs of vitamin D3, 3 omega-3 fish oil capsules, so there's a combined EPA-DHA of 2.7 grams, 300 milligrams of magnesium, 300 milligrams of ashwagandha, and 1,000 mcgs of vitamin B12. So I take that with my breakfast shake, and then midday I take another 300 milligrams of ashwagandha. And post-workout I take, that's one thing I didn't include in the meals there. Post-workout, I take 5 grams of creatine monohydrate in addition to 4 ounces of pomegranate juice and some water in there as well. So I shake that up, have that post-workout with my post-workout meal. So that has been consistent each and every day as well. And that's it. So no secret supplements that I'm taking during this mini cut here. I'm not taking any fat burners or anything like that. That is spot on, kind of bare bones essential supplements that I find very effective for us men over 40. Now let's get to the details of my workout. I am following the Jacked After 40 Club January workout plan. So we're in the gym 5 days per week with this workout. There's home variations as well, so if you don't have access to a gym, I got all different kinds of variations for you to train at home based on the equipment that you have available to you. And the split, it's a unique hybrid split, and it's also follows the principles, the Jacked After 40 Life principles of the punish and prod approach. So workout number 1, we're working back and biceps. Workout number 2, chest and triceps. Workout number 3, legs with some shoulders. Workout number 4 is chest, back, biceps, triceps. And with each of those body parts, we're just stimulating them. It's just trying to spark that growth response, speed up the recovery process from the previous workout, and just help with recovery and get that stimulation going. And then workout number 5 is shoulders with a bit of legs. So the legs kind of you feel just a little bit of soreness from the Wednesday leg day, but again, we're just stimulating the legs with this one. We're getting the blood flowing to them. You actually find, like, even if your legs are feeling a little bit tight, just a tiny bit sore from that Wednesday workout, this workout actually, it helps that recovery, it loosens them up, gets that blood flowing to them. It actually feels really, really good. So that's the way the split is rolling. Drop sets is the advanced training technique that we're using in this plan, and it has been absolutely brutal. Drop sets is probably my favorite way to safely extend a set beyond failure. And I was looking back, we haven't done drop sets since June in the Jacked After 40 Club. So we are really embracing it. We're really loving having drop sets back into our plan here. That could be part of the reason why we're all experiencing just a tiny bit of DOMs from that. Was really happy to see how it did with the bench press there with the drop sets here. Had some really good strength going on this. Later on in the week, did drop sets with leg extensions, leg curls. It was fantastic to really push. I think I push it. Typically, it's a triple drop set that I do. I think on that day, I felt incredible. Like, I'm gonna do a 4th drop set here. It's just a fun training technique to utilize in your plan. And yeah, so it's been going great. I've been having my energy throughout the workouts. Every single time I am fired up. I think that's what my energy is. It's on point. So it's shortly after that second meal that I have. I've been sleeping like a champ. We'll get to that in a bit here. But workouts, I have been laser focused in the zone. And I just think it helps to have this goal, this mini cut in mind. It's just this extra little challenge of something that's bringing the best out of me, to just give the best of myself to each and every workout. Not just in the amount of effort that I'm putting forth, but also the focus as well. So really, really enjoying this plan. It's a bit of a high volume plan, but again, the way we split it up, training each muscle group twice per week. One time you're punishing it, the other time you're just prodding it a bit. It's just ideal, I find, for us men over 40. Now let's dive into cardio. As with every single day of the year, Chief and I get out for 2 walks, one early in the morning, one later in the day, usually early evening. So that is standard. This is not anything extra for me when I'm trying to lose weight, burn fat, go through a mini cut. Recently, so just before the new year here, throughout the month of December, I introduced cardio back into my overall lifestyle. Not for fat loss purposes. I was actually at maintenance at that time. I actually bumped up my calories just a tiny bit to accommodate for the extra activity there. But I'm incorporating cardio for the cardiovascular benefits, the circulatory benefits, just improving my circulatory health, my VO2 max, just my overall well-being. Again, I'm trying to optimize my health. I'm not looking at any of my training as just a means of losing weight, building muscle, or anything like that. I want to live my best life possible. So I find that including cardio into my overall lifestyle is better. During the summer months, I love getting out for my bike rides. Right now, it's winter months, it's cold, so I'm indoors. So I'm using some of the traditional cardio. I didn't do any cardio the first few days on this. It wasn't until Tuesday that I did a 10-minute HIIT session, and It absolutely crushed me. Oh my God. I did a superset like hit between battle ropes. So I do battle ropes for about 30 seconds, hop on the spin bike for 30 seconds. Back to the battle ropes for about 30 seconds, back on the spin bike for about 30 seconds. I didn't have a stopwatch or anything in there. I was kind of counting in my head, so I think I was pretty darn close to that 30 seconds. By the time I got to the 5-minute mark, like when I got down to do the battle ropes, my thighs were on fire from the bike. It was just, and when I was on the bike, even just leaning forward, I could feel the exhaustion in the arms. It was just an incredible, intense 10 minutes. My plan was after that 10 minutes, I was gonna do some rowing and then some elliptical, but I was done. Like I was on fire after that. So I'm looking forward to building that up. Maybe I'll kind of give myself just a little bit of a rest between each one to kind of be able to last a little bit longer. I'm gonna see, but it's been a lot of fun incorporating that into my training. So that was Tuesday. Wednesday, I did, after my workout, 10 minutes on the spin bike, 10 minutes on the rowing machine, 10 minutes on the stair climber. That felt absolutely phenomenal. So that was after training legs, and it felt great. It was kind of nice after that leg workout, just extending that training session to incorporate the cardio in there. I knew it wasn't going to interfere with my training. And then on Friday, I did 25 minutes on the elliptical machine. And again, that was after training just a bit of legs. It was mostly a shoulder dominant workout, and elliptical just helped get the blood flowing. It wasn't high impact or anything like that. Nothing that would hinder my recovery. If anything, speed up my recovery. So that was my cardio for the week. Absolutely enjoyed it. And so yeah, so typically I'm looking at about 3 days of cardio per week in addition to the 2 walks that I do with Chief each and every day. And now diving into my lifestyle, the key factor here is sleep, and I slept like a champ every single day, getting in 8 quality hours of sleep every single day except Wednesday night. Now, you guys have been following my channel for a while now. You know I go through a typical wind down routine at the end of the day where it's pretty darn close to after dinner time. I try to get off my phone. I try not to have any electronics on. I get out for a walk with Chief. I get back. I do some self-massage with the foam roller, my massage gun, just really winding down with that, and then read a book. And then usually by, I'd say between 8:30, I'm in bed listening to my meditation audio and relaxing into a deep sleep. But Wednesday, for some reason, Wednesday night, I received a text. Normally I even have my phone turned off. I don't want to get any messaging or anything like that, but a friend messaged me saying, "Can you believe what's going on at the Parliament building?" Like, what the heck? Like, I've been oblivious. I don't pay a whole lot of attention to the news, just enough to kind of get some idea of what's going on in the world. But so I made a mistake of turning on the TV, and I got wrapped up in it, and just kind of worked me out for the night and everything. And so I didn't get to bed till 11:30, probably didn't fall asleep till after midnight, but still woke up. My typical wake up time is around that 5 a.m. in the morning there. So that was a rough night of sleep. It actually didn't impact me all that much. I still had my energy. I had a great workout that day. I felt great all day. That's where I mentioned earlier, my appetite. I did kind of feel a little bit Thursday that my appetite went up a bit there, so I think that had an impact from my sleep. And even the Friday could have still been a slight impact from not getting an adequate amount of sleep, because getting less than 7 hours of sleep has been shown to increase your appetite throughout the day. So it can also make fat loss a lot harder, but didn't seem to have an impact on my fat loss throughout this week. It's been pretty much spot on, but I do think it impacted my appetite slightly. Tough to say, I'm in a calorie deficit, so you do expect to experience a bit of hunger, but all in all, my sleep has been spot on. And even last night, Friday night, in bed around 9 o'clock and slept until close to 6 a.m. this morning. So trying to keep that 8 hours of sleep consistent, so I'm feeling my best, performing my best, keeping my appetite under control, and just keeping my body in an optimal state to not just burn fat, but preserve muscle mass. Sleep is huge for preserving your muscle mass when you're in a mini cut. So that is why I'm making sleep a top priority. Stress management is totally under control. Everything else is great. And that is my week at a glance. Some detailed look into the first week in this January mini cut. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate it. If you think a fellow bro would benefit from watching this video, do him a favor and share it with them. More than anything, I would love to hear from you down in the comment section below. Share your thoughts, share your insights, share your feedback on this first week of this January mini cut. Before you go, don't forget to download your free guide, Jacked After 40. Have yourself an amazing day. Catch you in the next